This is a very dangerous world. We're going to protect American citizens like never before. These were the words of President Trump as he unveiled his new Golden Dome, sending a powerful signal to the world. America is dangerously vulnerable right now, and our enemies know it, and they're watching closely. Make sure you watch this video until the end, because I'm going to show you exactly how real a threat America faces is, and exactly why we desperately need Trump's Golden Dome. This is Andy with TrendingPolitics.com. Hit like, subscribe, and let's dive into it.
Thank you for being here in the Oval Office, one of the great places of the world, as we make a historic announcement about the Golden Dome missile defense shield. That's something we want, and Ronald Reagan wanted it many years ago, but they didn't have the technology. But it's something we're going to have. We're going to have it at the highest level. Kevin Cramer and Jim Banks, fantastic senators, great talents, great political talents, and people that love our country. In the campaign, I promised the American people that I would build a cutting-edge missile defense shield to protect our homeland from the threat of foreign missile attack. And that's what we're doing. Today, I'm pleased to announce that we have officially selected an architecture for this state-of-the-art system that will deploy next-generation technologies across the land, sea, and space, including space-based sensors and interceptors. And Canada has called us, and they want to be a part of it. So we'll be talking to them. They want to have protection also. So as usual, we help Canada do the best we can. This design for the Golden Dome will integrate with our existing defense capabilities and should be fully operational before the end of my term. So we'll have it done in about 3 years. Once fully constructed, the Golden Dome will be capable of intercepting missiles even if they are launched from other sides of the world and even if they are launched from space. And we will have the best system ever built. As you know, we helped Israel with theirs, and it was very successful, and now we have technology that's even far advanced from that. But including hypersonic missiles, ballistic missiles, and advanced cruise missiles, all of them will be knocked out of the air. We will truly be completing the job that President Reagan started 40 years ago, forever ending the missile threat to the American homeland, and the success rate is very close to 100%, which is incredible when you think of it. You're shooting bullets out of the air. I'm also pleased to report that the One Big Beautiful Bill will include $25 billion for the Golden Dome to help construction get underway. That's the initial sort of a down deposit. And we have probably, you're talking about, General, we're talking about $175 billion total cost of this when it's completed. This afternoon, I'm also announcing that I will appoint, very importantly, General Gutlein to lead the ambitious new effort as the direct reporting program manager for the Golden Dome. Very talented man, and I'm very honored to have been the one that helped to have really created Space Force. Space Force has turned out to be a tremendous success. We were third in space, and now we're number one in space by a lot. It's not even close. And Mike is a 4-star Space Force general, the recipient of the Defense Distinguished Service Medal, one of the most respected people in the world having to do with defense. You know, we have offense and we have defense. I'll bet he's good at offense too. And he has an unmatched background in missile warning technology and defense procurement. General Gutlein also knows that we need to move fast. No one is more qualified for his job, and everybody, this was a universal acceptance of General Gutlein. Everybody that knows him and knows everybody else has said there's only one man for the job, so I have a feeling we have the right guy. But now I'd like to invite Secretary Hegseth and the General to please say a few words and describe the system a little bit. And we appreciate you being here. The press has really been very fair over the last period of a couple of months. I don't know what happened to you. It was so much more exciting the other way, but you've been very, very fair. We have very high poll numbers, the highest we've ever had, and I think we're doing a great job. We had a tremendous trip to the Middle East, as you know. It was a really amazing trip, and now I came home, and this is the one I was really looking forward to this day, because this is very important for the success and even survival of our country. It's a pretty evil world out there, so this is something that goes a long way toward the survival of this great country. And as I said, we'll be discussing Canada, they want to hook in and they want to see if they can be a part of it. That sort of makes sense. I guess that's what I was talking about from day one. You know, it just automatically makes sense.
While America's adversaries are doubling down on their technology and the sheer amount of nuclear and non-nuclear weapons, America has started falling behind in technology. Our current stockpile largely consists of warheads designed and built in the Cold War era, with most, if not all of them, being over 35 years old. Meanwhile, our enemies like China are expanding their nuclear arsenal, like you'll see in this next clip from the Heritage Foundation.
China had since the 1960s maintained a small arsenal of roughly 200 nuclear weapons.
For decades, the Chinese had a minimalist deterrent force. The leadership there de-emphasized nuclear forces, in fact, de-emphasized the military to a large degree. But with the advent of Xi Jinping's reign, things have changed dramatically.
Now the Chinese are rapidly expanding its nuclear program, and they're not talking to the United States about it.
In 2021, news reports indicated that China was building hundreds of missile silos in its western desert. These silos could house ballistic missiles capable of delivering nuclear weapons to the American homeland. And soon after these reports came out, the commander of the U.S. Strategic Command testified before Congress that China was in the midst of a breathtaking nuclear breakout.
I'm not sure that we have ever seen an expansion of strategic nuclear capability ever by any country. The only ones that come close to my mind would be both the Soviet Union and the United States in the late 1950s and early 1960s, when we were inventing the ballistic missile submarine, we were inventing the intercontinental ballistic missile.
Indeed, the Defense Department's 2023 China Military Power Report noted that China was the fastest growing nuclear power on the planet.
China, since 2020, has tripled its nuclear arsenal.
So what do? Experts say that America's old tactics of building up our arsenal just won't work, and here's why.
Some suggest that we need to pursue arms control agreements like we did with the Soviets in the Cold War, but it doesn't seem like that's going to work this time.
The reason the Soviets came to the table and made concessions is because we had programs they wanted to control and contain. But right now, we're preaching about arms control, but building nothing. There's no reason for them to engage.
Fortunately, the first Trump administration did try diplomacy with the Chinese and the Russians when it came to their nuclear forces.
Tremendous amounts of money are being spent on nuclear, and the destructive capability is something that we don't even want to talk about today. You don't want to hear it. It's too depressing.
The truth is simple. If our enemies believe their missiles can't get through, they won't dare strike. Trump's Golden Dome sends an unmistakable message of strength, making America untouchable and ensuring our enemies know one thing clearly. If you're gonna shoot at the devil, you better not miss. This is Andy with TrendingPolitics.com. Like, subscribe, and stay informed.